This is where the shooting happened, and if you take a look at this house right next to me, you can see a bullet hole in the window. Police say a 42-year-old woman was shot inside the bar. It happened just before 1 a.m. and you can still see the damage. Check out this car right here. You can see the glass on the ground, and you can see the bag over the window. Well, smoke is still billowing out of this house, and as you guys can see behind me, there are still plenty of fire crews. Fried Egg I'm in Love has a food cart on North Mississippi. The owner says the day after our story aired last week, someone stole a bunch of eggs that had just been dropped off. He also says that same week, someone vandalized the sign at the brick and mortar restaurant on Hawthorne. He says the petty crime has to stop. You know, everyone wants to avoid the roads because they're slick on the way over here. The roads were covered in snow, and then we had to keep defrosting our windshield because the ice kept building up on it. Christelle, I'm here next to a roadblock at Springwater and Stormer Road. You can see right behind me. Law enforcement won't let us go any farther. Yes, they were cleaning up all morning. You can see the boarded up windows here at Bee Cleaner. So this window was busted out, as well as this window right here. 5 houseboats were completely destroyed. 6 of them have damage, and 11 of them were saved. Fire crews were on scene for 8 hours trying to get everything under control, and you can see the extent of the damage behind me. Downtown Portland only has about 40% of the activity it did back in 2019 pre-pandemic, and the researchers say that people working from home a lot more nowadays. I'm about to try some of that food, but first we're going to talk a little bit about this new culinary program that they have here at Poshines. I'm here with Robin. He's the director of this program. And Robin, tell me what the program's called and how it works. Right now, thousands of Oregonians are facing food insecurities, which means they don't have reliable access to fresh and affordable food. A nonprofit called Farmers Market Fund is working with local farmers to offer nutritious and fresh food at the right price. That empty lot is at Northeast Gleason near 90th, a few blocks west of I-205. The mayor's office told me it's just one of several they're exploring for these new large-scale homeless camps. They stress this particular site is not a high priority for them, but it shows the challenges the city faces as it tries to find sites that will work.
It's miserable. I can't stand it. Man, it's painful sometimes.
Jackie James is explaining what it's like to be homeless in the winter. She's been living on the streets of Portland for the last 6 years, and when temperatures plunge, things just get harder. But she says instead of going to one of the warming shelters in Multnomah County, she's going to stick it out.
I usually let that be for like the older population, you know, because I'm younger, so. I normally just stay outside. I mean, unless it snows really bad, then I try to get in emergency shelter.
County officials have opened several warming shelters to keep people like Jackie safe. Places like Arbor Lodge, the Salvation Army, the Portland Building, East Portland Community Center, and Charles Jordan Community Center are all acting as warming shelters. Crews were setting up everything people would need to keep warm at the Charles Jordan Community Center in North Portland this afternoon. On Saturday night, the shelters within Multnomah County saw 220 people.
What we tend to see is that the first night, people are just kind of figuring it out, and they just kind of experience that cold weather overnight and then start to realize maybe I need to get inside. This feels unsafe. And then we see an influx of more folks on the second night typically. That's the trend.
That expected influx is why Multnomah County opened 2 more shelters. With temperatures expected to drop into the 20s Sunday night, emergency officials don't want people to take any chances. Free transportation to shelters is also available, and people can call 211 with any questions.
And, you know, we want people to have a comfortable spot where they can lay down, get some sleep. We also provide food, water, some hygiene items.
In the meantime, Jackie James will try and keep warm. She does not feel comfortable going to a shelter.
I slept outside my tent, but it was gone this morning. So right now I don't have anything. I just try to stay moving, you know, keep my body temperature stable.
Police spent hours investigating a deadly stabbing on Northeast 18th Avenue. You could see the crime scene tape up on both sides of the street while it was blocked off to traffic. Yvette Wilson works at the Peace House right on Northeast 18th Avenue. They help a lot of homeless people. She says she found the victim in this driveway as she was coming into work.
So when I pulled in here, I seen somebody laying on the ground. So I was like, oh my God. So I parked real quick, ran in the house.
Yvette says she called the police around 7 this morning after she found the victim. She says she knew him.
Immediately knew it was Morgan, who we know. He helps out around here. He's homeless. He sleeps in his van.
Police say the man was stabbed multiple times and was found dead on scene. Yvette says she wishes she knew who did this because she says Morgan was a very nice guy.
It's sad. I wish somebody knew something, know who did it. They'll open their big mouth and tell somebody, and I hope they get caught.
People who live in the neighborhood say they no longer feel safe.
2 years ago, I felt safe. Now, no, I don't feel safe. I get up sometimes during the night hearing noises, and this just, again, confirms what's going on in the city.
On a 1-acre farm in East Portland, winter vegetables are in season.
These collard greens made it through the past couple of snows and the freezes throughout winter time.
It's run by the nonprofit Feed 'em Freedom. A lot of the produce grown here is put into food pantries for people in need. 500 people a week to be exact. Shantae Johnson is the executive director.
Feed 'em Freedom is a nonprofit organization that focuses on food distribution and also creating an agricultural education hub.
During the summer, there's leafy green vegetables growing as far as the eye can see on this plot of land. This is an urban farm, which makes it very accessible to the community. Inside, people can pick up other things as well.
We have plenty of breads, starches, sauces.
One of their future goals is to build a Black community center. It would cost around $3.5 million. Right now, the nonprofit has just over $700,000. They're still raising money.
The building would have a commercial kitchen where farmers can come and make their value-added products. We could cook together.
Johnson says Black farmers are crucial in Portland.
The history of Oregon and the history and the legacy of exclusion that has happened here in this state.
Been a firefighter, truck driver, carpenter, done a little bit of everything.
Now he's a farmer. Arthur Shavers is Johnson's partner and owns his own farm called Mudbone Grown that contributes to the food pantry.
One of our goals are to introduce people to vegetables that might not have come across their table, so we can give them more variety of fresh fruits and vegetables to try.
Feed 'em Freedom focuses on the Black community, but they serve anyone in need. Holly Leon uses the food pantry twice a week.
The food from the back is a lot better because they just bring it and then it's fresh on the days that they bring it, and it will last about a week.
She struggles getting food.
I'm on food stamps and it's hard to even find fresh food, let alone, just the price of it.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, December 28th. Thanks for joining us here on Sunrise. I'm Bryant Clerkley. Because of all those outages, power companies are bringing in reinforcements to help get lights turned back on as soon as possible. KGW's Christelle Coonway brings us the story. Back here in the Portland area, 9 people were forced from their homes after a fire tore through apartment units in West Lynn late yesterday afternoon. Crews responded to the fire in this 4-story building on 5th Avenue around 4:30. Firefighters say 2 people were injured. Thanks for joining us here on Sunrise. I'm Bryant Clerkley. It's Thursday, December 29th, the last Thursday of the year. And before we get to the top stories this morning, let's check in with Rod Hill for a quick look at today's weather. Travel troubles continue today for people flying Southwest. As of this morning, the airline has canceled 58% of its flights. That's almost 2,400 flights. We talked to a woman from Northeast Portland whose 78-year-old mother got stranded in the Bay Area Monday after trying to get home on a Southwest flight from New Orleans. Hearst says her mom has several health issues, so she jumped in a car with a family friend and made the more than 9-hour drive to Oakland to pick up her mom.